Hi guys, considering COVID-19 is the main subject we're talking about these days and that everyone is affected in one day or another, I have decided to create a video to show you how I'm using Salesforce Einstein Analytics to understand the impact of this disease at a global level. All the information that you see in this video is using data coming from the Worldometers website and contains information up to end of day yesterday. In this dashboard, I have created a couple of pages to show data at the global view and at the country level as well. The first page displays a couple of KPIs information like total cases, critical cases, total recovered cases, number of country affected, and death cases. This is showing at the global level, and a couple of statistics like United States on 26th of March was the country that registered the most new cases in one single day, 17,224. On 21st of March, Italy registered the most death cases in one day, 793. On 28th of February, China was the country with the most recovered cases in one day, a total of 3,622. On week 12, 2020, there were 219,000 new cases confirmed, which represent a 41.18% of the total number of COVID cases so far. San Marino has the highest rate of population affected, 0.61, and Estonia is the country with the lowest death rate, 0.19. Now we can move to the next page of the dashboard in order to see the information at the global level. In this page, I have added a couple of filters. One is the continent, where you can select to see specific continents only. Another one is the country, and the third one is filter on the date. So if you like to only see a specific period of time and the progress on that, the evolution on that period. Let's start with the world map. I have created a couple of buckets so we can easily identify the countries that are most affected and the countries that are the least affected. So it's easily to see that countries like China, Italy, Spain, and United States have more than 50,000 cases from January until end of day yesterday. And most countries in Africa and a couple of other countries in other continents have very few cases. If we would like to focus on a specific continent, let's take the example Europe. We can select the continent and the area zooms in. This will help us identify that Eastern Europe is not as affected as Western Europe, which has two of the highest country affected. Let's go back to the world view and look at the next chart, which is the weekly evolution. As I mentioned to you in the first page, week 12 was a week that made a huge difference in the number of cases. Almost half of the total cases were actually happening in week 12. If we look 1 week before, which was week 11, click on it to filter the data, you'll see that there were only a couple of countries affected. Africa wasn't affected at all. Some of the countries in South America weren't affected, as well as Russia and some other countries. The moment we move to week 12, you'll see that majority of the country have confirmed that they have cases with the COVID-19. Again, a huge jump in the number of cases. Then the next chart will show you the percentage of cases type. So out of the total so far, 72% are active cases, 4% unfortunately are death cases and 23% are recovered cases. The charts that you see below related to the mortality rate are numbers displaying at the global level. I couldn't find them at the country level in order for me to enable the filtering on this, but we can see that the most affected people with cardiovascular disease unfortunately have a higher rate to lose the battle with this disease. And the least one is the non-pre-existing conditions. Moving to the mortality rate, we can identify that the higher the age, the higher the risk to get this disease out of control, unfortunately. And people under 50 have higher chance to survive this disease. Mortality rate by sex type, these numbers are the percentage of mortality rate confirmed. So we've got a 4.7% in male and 2.8% in female. Moving to the next page, I have kept the filters that you could see in the second page. On the left hand side, I've added a bit more information on the active cases and closed cases. So these numbers are based on yesterday data. So yesterday there were 190 countries affected. Yesterday they were another 60,000 new cases confirmed, which is an increase of 25% comparing with the day before. That means around 2.5k of new cases every hour. The number of critical cases has decreased. It's minus 47%, which is a good sign. But that means some of them unfortunately have passed away and some of them have recovered. So if we look at the closed cases, the number of countries affected by this disease that confirm dead cases are 110. The total number for yesterday, there were 2,700, which is an increase of 17%, unfortunately. That means an average of 116 dead cases every hour. And the number of recovered cases until yesterday were 123,000, which is an increase of 8.4%, which is a positive thing. Then at the right hand side, at the top, I have created a toggle to show you the top 10 countries based on different case type. So if we take the first one, we can see the top 10 for most cases. So US takes the lead, followed by China, Italy, Spain, Germany. UK is in the lead as well, with a total of 11,000 cases. Then if we look at most recovered, the country with the most recovered is China, taking the lead, followed by Iran, Italy, Spain. Unfortunately, UK is not here. Then the most death cases, Italy, unfortunately takes the lead here, followed by the Spain with 4,000, China with 3,000, Iran with 2,000, and United Kingdom with 578. A very interesting one is most cases reactivating, and here Canada takes the lead. So Canada has, at some point, if we look at the graph below, Canada had at some point 600 new cases on 23rd of March, and then 310 cases of recovered plus death. The next day, they had still an increase on the new cases, but the recovered cases went down, which means either the people have passed away, even though they've been told that they don't have the disease anymore, or the people have tested positive again and they become actually active cases rather than recovered. So this one, it's a very, very interesting one. And as you can see, Canada is not the only country with this situation. There are more. It's true that the difference between those countries in number of cases recovered, becoming active again, it's not as high as Canada, but there are still countries with, like, Algeria 10 cases, Slovakia 5, so yeah, Poland 12, Faroe Islands 16, but Canada, it's a huge jump here. So let's take as example, as I showed you in here, let's take an example on the global view of the trend of active cases versus closed cases. It's interesting to see that from the beginning of the period of January, the number of new cases was always more than the number of recovered cases. And then there was a huge peak on February, middle of February, and then in a couple of days, from 19 to 5th of March, the new cases were lower than the recovered cases, which was a very positive thing to see, that there are less cases and the ones that are active, they just get better. After 4th or 5th, even 5th of March, the situation changed completely, and the gap between recovered cases and new cases become bigger and bigger and bigger, with new cases taking a lot of priority. If we take, let's take United Kingdom as an example. With United Kingdom, we can see that from the same period of time, new cases, they started to increase more and more and more, and the recovered cases were kind of up and down most of the period. So if we take United Kingdom, we can see that only in United Kingdom yesterday, 2,129 new cases were confirmed, which is an average of 89 cases per hour, and it's a jump of 46.63% comparing to the day before. Number of critical cases has decreased with 26%, but unfortunately the number of death cases has increased a lot, 180% comparing to the day before. So that's how my dashboard looks like. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this information you find it interesting. Let me know if you have any comments, any feedback, or if you would like to know how I built this. Thank you.